Hello again. This is a short lecture showing how to use the library system to access the literature, uh, either articles or books. So we're going to focus on journal articles. That's usually uh, some of the quickest ways you can get information about a topic. So if you go to articles and databases, so first of all, this is library.usu.edu. This is the library's website. You can even get help from librarians. You can chat to ask questions about things. They're very responsive and very helpful. Here we're going to focus on this part, so we'll click here. This gives you all sorts of fields that you can search for articles in. For this class, we're going to focus on psychology, but if you're in a different field, say biology or business or whatever, you can look those up. So we'll go to psychology. And here there's going to be 3 that I want to show you. These are all databases that help you find the literature. The first one, PsycINFO, was described in the book. I'm going to open that in a new tab. Another one that it also mentioned was Google Scholar. I'll open that one. And then this last one, we're also going to look at Scopus. So first, the PsycINFO is through EBSCOhost. PsycINFO is the actual database that we're going to be looking in. So let's say we want to look at depression in adolescence. So we'll type in adolescence down here. Like the book mentioned, you can put a star and it'll find things that match up to this point. And maybe we are very specific that we don't want any articles that are talking about anxiety. We just want when the article is addressing depression on its own. So we can type in depression. This, if we change anything here, it's going to only look in those specific areas. So if you know for sure you want it to be in the title or something else, you can select that. Otherwise, it's going to search in all of them. So we can search this. And so it's going to pull up a number of articles here. It pulls up 35, almost 36,000. Obviously, you don't need to go through all of those. On the left-hand side, you can decide which ones you want. So we want academic journals. And we might just want more recent ones. So maybe let's just say since the year 2000. So there's still almost 25,000 articles. So we are slowly getting it down. And there may be certain things that you want to control for here. So we really just want adolescents. So even though these other ones are included, even though we look for it, we may want to further limit it to make sure it just stays to 13 to 17. You can also do other things as well if there's certain methods that you want to find, if it's quantitative, whatever. So we see this one right here. We may be interested in it by the title. We can click on it. Here we can find the abstract. This is going to give us a rundown of what it's about. I always recommend looking at that first to find out what is the article actually about. The title can sometimes be misleading or not fully informative. Titles are hard to write, so it just happens. It's not ill intent. But if you read through this and you're realizing, I need to read the rest of this article, what you can do is you actually can look to see if it's available. And it's right here on the left-hand side. Check for full text. Click on this. If you give it a second to pull up, here it is. So this is that article. We can read it just here on this page, or we can get a PDF of it here. And so we can see the whole PDF. We can download this and put it on our computer. So that is PsycINFO. After looking at this one, we can go back and look at the rest of the results, see if there's others that we're interested in looking at. Google Scholar is very similar. It doesn't use the exact same syntax, so we would say depression, adolescence, and then to make sure it doesn't include anxiety, we'd do minus anxiety. So the minus says don't include anxiety, but look for depression and adolescence. Similar to the PsycINFO, we can select years. Maybe we just want the ones from 2019. So we can see all these that are from 2019. What's nice about Google Scholar is it tells you if there's a link to it right here first. Second, you can get the citation for it, so you can click on this and see exactly what the citation is in APA format or other formats if you're interested. You can, let's see, this one has one. You can also see who it's been cited by. So this one's been cited by 1. It's been cited here. And then, let's see if there's another. So this one's been cited by 6. You'll see all 6 that have cited it. So you can keep going in. If there's one that you really like, you can see if anyone has cited them and you can read those. And then Scopus. So let's do depression. And then we can do the plus sign and we can say, and not anxiety and adolescent. Search for that. Great. So this is a good start. And maybe we're just interested in really the most recent one. So we can say 2020, limit to that. And this one looks interesting to me. Why increases in adolescent depression may be linked to technological environment. We can look it up where if we click on this, it'll try to find it for us. And click that. And now we have this where we can read it or we can download the PDF. So one thing I want to point out, let's see. So if we just click on the title, it's going to pull up just the abstract. So maybe we want to read the abstract first, like I recommended before. But what's awesome is this highlights that it's a review. This is often a great place to start. This is going to cite a lot of the important things relating to depression and technology. And it's going to help you find other articles that you can also read. So often it's really good to start with a review article. And titles like this often suggest that it's going to be a review article. Why increases when it's really general, a link between technology and depression. Okay, so in cases where you don't have access to the article itself, let me know. I won't do a full lecture on it if people aren't really running into that problem, but if there is a problem, I can show how to do that. There's a way for different libraries to share access to stuff, and so we can request access from another library that has access to that article. So go to the USU library website, start with probably PsycINFO and Google Scholar are the easiest. Go into Scopus if you're struggling to find the things you need to find. And start reading and marking up and keeping notes about those so that as we actually talk about the literature review assignment, you'll be ready to jump right in.